How y'all doing? I'm good. Okay. No, Lord, just bless. When every time it's like when I know I have to talk or speak, it's like saying yeah in my mind. Ain't nobody gonna be there. Ain't nobody gonna show up. And then I'll be like, you know what you writing. But then, a friend of mine, he said, don't worry about who's not there. Worry about who's there. Because who's there is supposed to be there. And I was like, you know what? You're right. You are so right. So, just a little about me. I got 7 years clean. January 3rd. 7 years. I never thought I would have 7 days. Never thought that would happen. But it was not easy. It was a journey. I mean, I've struggled with addiction over half my life. And I'm 55. So that was a long time. And you know, and I was thugged out. I was gangster. And that's all I hung with. I was in the clubs. But then on the other hand, I was educated, come from a well family upbringing, and everything I did was by choice. It wasn't like I was forced or had some traumatic experience that made me just want to use drugs and get high. No, I did that because I chose to. Because I like the lifestyle. I liked that life. I liked running the streets. I loved it. And I thought it was okay. Not once did I concern or worry about what I was going to my family. You know, because us being an addict, we don't think that we're hurting or impacting our family members. I always thought it was me. I'm doing this to me. So what is y'all worried about? I'm not doing nothing to y'all. Why are you so concerned about me? But not understanding that I was hurting them because they loved me so much, I didn't see it. And my mama was, they worried. My mama would be up at night crying and worrying about me. And I'm out here living the thug life. I'm out here in these streets not thinking about my mom, not thinking about my daddy, not thinking about my sister, not thinking about my daughter, not thinking about none of that. That never crossed my mind until I got sober. And getting sober, it was like, it was times when I wanted so bad to not use. And I would pray. I mean, it was a prayer, and I really meant it. And then it was at the time that I realized that God didn't answer me instantly. He did not answer me instantly, because if he had, I would still turn around and did it all over again. So I had to go through what I had to go through to get to the point where I truly surrendered, to the point where I truly like, God, I'm done. I can't do this no more. I mean, I've been to the penitentiary 4 times, been to like 7 different rehabs. None of it worked for me. You know, and you look like a person going to the penitentiary, being shot, being stabbed, being raped. You would think, you done yet? Ain't you had enough? No. Because see, you could run to my drugs, and that would medicate my pain. So I would medicate the pain by using and not thinking and blocking everything out that happened to me. See, so my consequences didn't start coming until I started using. So when I started using, that's when things start happening to me that give me traumatic experience. That's what kept me out there, because I didn't want to face it. I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't know how. Now, mind you, I always knew about God. My mom's a preacher. I always had Christ in my life. I always, church on Sunday, Bible study on Tuesday, deliverance on Friday. I mean, I've had that. It was instilled in me. So it wasn't like I didn't know nothing about God. I was like, I pushed God away. I put God way on the back burner until I needed him. Until I was in some mess and I didn't know how I was gonna get out of it. You know, and it was like, first time I was in penitentiary. I can tell you I've been to jail way over 200 times. Way over that. I've been to jail way over that many times. In and out, in and out. Sometimes I went to jail 4 times a day. And to the point where they knew my name, the name I gave them. Because I had about like 7 or 8 different aliases, depending on what name was clean. I'll give them that name. And I was like, they knew my name. They would call me by name. LaVonda, come on. Man, I just got out. What do you mean? I was just going to churches to get some chicken. I was not doing nothing. Come on. I was like, okay. And that was my life, and I was okay with that. That was normal. That was normal. To me, that was normal, like getting up going to work. I knew the consequences of my actions. I knew if I go out here and set this lick up, rob this person, or rob this establishment, I know either I'm gonna go to jail, get caught, or I can get killed. And I was okay with that. That right there let me know my mind was right. Something ain't right in my mind. And it wasn't that I wasn't right in the mind. It was like Satan he had his claws in me. I was a true soldier for him. When he said jump, I jumped. And it seemed like, okay, when is enough going to be enough? But it wasn't until I had so much pain where I really honestly decided I needed to change. It's like pain is a motivator, and it is. But sometimes we think we have enough pain when we're ready to change. And then when we do change and everything starts getting good and we start living right and things start happening, Satan flips back in, snatch you right back out. Because why? Because see, even though I was not using, I went 3 years one time without using, and that was willpower. That was just self-will. I was not putting nothing inside of me. I wasn't putting no substance in me. I wasn't putting God in me. I wasn't reading my word. I wasn't filling that void. You know, because you can stop using this and you can start using this. It's just like you will switch it. Okay, I ain't gonna smoke no more. I ain't gonna drink no more. But I'm gonna start spending money and I'm gonna start gambling. See, I'm just switching addictions. Just to fill that void in my soul, in my spirit. I just wasn't, it didn't work. It didn't work. So eventually I just was like, okay, let me go ahead and use my drug. Let me go ahead and smoke me something to get my mind right. And then here I am again, all over. And it's like, first, it's like you have to trust the process. And know you're going to be uncomfortable. See, I wasn't willing to be uncomfortable. I wasn't willing to wait for God to take care of things. I wanted him to heal me. I wanted him to heal me from this addiction, and I wanted it now. But it didn't work like that. I had to go through some things. See, when I came and decided to just straighten up, I had so much garbage, so much baggage that I had to clear up. I just, okay, I'm not using no more, everything's gonna work. Had bad credit, no car, no job, no money, no nothing. I had to get all of that established again. And that was stopping me. I would get to the point where I was like, I can't do this. I'd rather go out here and live the street life. Because see, I could get money real quick. I knew how to get money that way, and I knew how to get it good. I knew. Okay, I ain't got to suffer. I ain't got to struggle. I ain't got to be up here broke. I can go out here and hustle real quick and get me some money. But I said, no, I'm done with that. I said, God, I'm done with that. I don't want to do that. You know, then I've been talking to my husband and me asking my husband for money. Because I got a lot of pride. And I like to get things and work and get it on my own. But it took for me to realize living a straight and narrow, it ain't easy. That is not easy. I'm telling you, it's not easy. But it gets easy day by day. The longer I started doing it, the longer I start trusting the process, the longer I start trusting God, the longer I start getting my word, each day got easier. Even though I ain't gonna tell you every day easy till this day right now, I'm not gonna tell you every day ain't easy. I'm not gonna tell you that thought don't come in my mind. But as soon as that thought come in my mind, I rebuke it and kick it out. Cause see, Satan, you had me long enough. I can't go back. I refuse to go back. I can't allow myself to go back. And I can't get too complacent like I'm just, it'll never happen to me. I can't get like that. I got to understand that I'm still eligible too. It still can happen to me. But the only way it happens is if I allow it to. If I stop doing what I know is right. If I just stop picking up my word. If I stop reading. If I stop praying. If I stop doing all the things that I know that's keeping me strong and building me up. If I stop all that, it's just a matter of time. I'll be a ticking time bomb waiting to go get high. Because see, just because I'm not using that addiction, it's still there. It's still there. Back there he's doing push-ups, just getting stronger and stronger and waiting to slip in. He's just waiting for an opening. And I can't allow that to happen. I refuse because I think about the whole picture. We got to understand too that no matter how far down we've come, no matter how far down we go, God can still use you. Because see, I thought I was just the dirtiest, the grimiest of the grimy. I thought, how you gonna use me? But see, this is how he's using me. I didn't see that my addiction, I didn't see that me getting raped, I didn't see that me robbing, I didn't see that me shooting, beating people up, because I love the gangbang. I mean, I loved it. It was nothing for me. I always had a pistol or a knife. I always had something on me. You know, they call me Dirty Red. That was my name because I was grimy. They call me Dirty Red. And it's like, when I look back over my life, and I think, God, he spared me. He had a covering over me that I knew nothing about. Because I could promise you, I thought I was going to die on the streets. I thought, you know, somebody going to take me out. Because set up, rob the dope boys. I robbed them to a point where I had to leave the state. Because they're looking for me. And the only way I can return back, because I know they locked up. And life got to the point where I got tired of looking over my shoulder. You know, I was looking over the shoulder of somebody I robbed. I was looking over my shoulder because the po-po wanted me. Yeah, I ran from them for about 15 years, moving from different states, different countries, because I was all over the place. And I ran from them. And when they got me, it was here when they got me in Louisiana. It was here when they got me in Louisiana. In 2012. Yeah, 2012. I thought, okay, I'm cool. They've been looking for me since 2003. I'm good. Let me go on and apply for this job. And the job I applied for, y'all don't laugh, because this should be on the world's dumbest criminals. The job I applied for was for 911. Yeah, I was gonna be 911 operator. Yeah, I got the skills because I did go to college. I mean, I'm very well educated. I got the skills. And yeah, they called me in for an interview. In the back of my mind, so I'm saying, you sure you want to go to this interview? My husband was like, yeah, I'm going to go. Right down there, baby. And it was like, my husband told me something. He tried to call me and tell me, baby, don't go. Don't go. No, I need to work. That's a good job. Yeah. So that was like the end of my beginning. And it was when they asked me, was I this person and that person? I was told them it was my twin sister, and then they pointed the picture, and I'm like, oh, Lord. Y'all got me. You know, it was like a weight lifted up off my shoulders. So I had to wait to go all the way to extradite me back to Ohio. Get that taken care of. And so I got on probation. Yeah, I got on probation. And then they transferred my probation down here. And something happened where they ended up giving me 3 more years. So I ended up going to the penitentiary. Because I don't know, I probably start getting high again. Yeah. I violated my probation. Yeah, start using again. Knowing I had this time over my head. That wasn't even enough to stop me from using my freedom. When I got locked up, I cried like a baby, like I've never been locked up before in my life. It was a point where, like, Lord, I can't do this. This is not my life no more. Because you got to change, and change coming, and God was like, oh, you got to do this. I can't get you out of this one. You got to do this. And I did it, and they ended up letting me go. I think I did a 1.5 years, and they ended up letting me go. Why? I just say it was God. Because it wasn't nothing when you look at my record where I shouldn't be walking or where I shouldn't even be alive. So I know it was God. And so I keep saying, Lord, what is it you want from me? Even though I keep asking him this, it's like I want to do right, but I do wrong. I don't want to do wrong when I should be doing right. It was like it was a war going on inside of me. That was Jesus and that was Satan over here. It was a war going on inside of me. And so I started feeding Jesus. I started feeding myself spiritually. I started feeding myself. Because Satan got to go. You have to go. Because I didn't have no relationship with my daughter. You know, and we don't look at that. You know, we don't look. I lost my relationship with my grandkids. Well, not the youngest one. Not really them, because I always showed up for them. But basically my daughter. I have her in and out of places she shouldn't have been. I had her draped in red like she was stuck in on the corner. I had her. She was with me now. So it got too bad to the point where I had to send her to my mom because too much was happening. And at any time, SWAT was going to come kick in my door. And I had to send her to my mom. Yeah, I would give her stuff, buy her stuff, but that wasn't a relationship. She got to the point where she didn't even know me. But when she see me, it's like, whatever. And I would be like, oh my God. And I didn't realize that. But I had to rebuild relationships with my mom. I had to rebuild relationships with my daughter. I had to get their trust back. Because starting over is not easy. You know, it's not easy at all. We think because we clean, we ain't using. Everybody else is supposed to be like, here, take this money, here. Like they're just going to be okay with it. Like, they don't remember how many times we said this before. I don't think tell you how many times I was told my baby, I'm clean, I'm not using. And at that moment, I wasn't. But we had to build that trust back up with our family where they feel comfortable. And sometimes that takes years. It don't happen overnight. And then we want to get mad. I want to get mad. I want to get angry because you ain't trusting me. You don't believe me. You won't let me get $5 to catch the bus. And I want to get mad and get an attitude. I'm forgetting about I stole from these people. Yeah, I stole from my mama. I've done it. I did it. You know, and you done lied to these people so many times, even when they want to put their trust in you, and they know they shouldn't trust you, they still trust you. But now, it's the point they don't trust you at all. And I don't want to get mad. It don't work like that. And I had to fight. All the time, I had to realize, fine, you did this. You did this. And it was a hard journey. But you know what? I want to trade it for the world. Because see, if I don't nobody get nothing out of this, I do. I do. Because it lets me know how far I've grown and where I come from and what God brought me through. He brought me from a mighty long way, and I still got a long way to go. I'm still willing, and now I'm at the point where whatever you want me to do, God, I'm going to do it. Whatever way you take me, I'm going to take it. I'm going to go. I don't take nothing no more. I don't fight no more. Even when somebody comes at me wrong, it takes everything. I feel that flesh rising up. It happened today at work. I felt that flesh rising up. This lady said something. I had to bite my tongue. Because, see, for me to do something like that, where's the God in me? They don't see the God in me. You know, I want people to see the light in me. See me like, she went through all that. She made it through all of that. I can do it too. Because we have people that need to know there's hope. They need to know they just not out there alone. They need to know that they can make it too. Anybody out there, you can make it. You just can't give up. You just can't give up. You got to continue fighting with everything you got. And then some. Because I was at a point where I was depressed. I thought about suicide, but I knew I wasn't going to do it. You know, I pretend to do it just to get out of some mess. Just to get out of some mess that I created. I pretended to take a bunch of pills and act non-responsive. You know, see, that we do. I don't know about nobody else that was on drugs, but I know I did some crazy. I could come up with a scenario and a scheme and a plan out of this world. And then it sounds good, and then when I put it in effect, sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. But I knew I had those were my consequences if it didn't work. That one really didn't work. They just threw cold water on me and put me in the bathroom.
Wow.
That was a blooper. That didn't work. But I'm just saying that to say how far we will go. How far we will go.
You know, I want to anniversary. You brought something back to my memory. First, I want to give honor to God, to my pastor, to the elect lady, and to you for what you're doing. I never forget her. I was on pills at this time, and I was running from the police.
You mind if I flip you?
Go ahead. And I threw out a bottle of pills. I had just got 240 drops of coke on. That's like $5,000 or $6,000 worth of pills.
Oh.
And the police were behind me. He didn't see me because I ran from him. I left him so far that I had time to get out, throw the pills, and when he come around the curve, I just laid out on the ground. Because he had a reputation for beating people. So I laid out, and when he come up, he got out of his vehicle. He said, "You stupid MFing nigga. You could have killed a lot of people." Because I ran through a roadblock. I hit a car and knocked it out. They had a roadblock. They was already trying to capture me. and he kicked me. And he started to commence to beat me, but people were passing on the road. And they were stopping and looking and pointing, so he didn't get to do it. But to make a long story short, I went to my lawyer, and he said, Richard, I don't know about this one. I said, what you mean? They never found the pills, but they found a pistol in my car, and they found a bottle of Somers muscle relaxant that wasn't even mine, had never been opened. The guy that left them in there, he forgot they were in there, so they were still in his bag with his name on it. But anyway, they threw that charge out. They kept the gun charge on him.
Yeah, they gonna do that.
So what I did, thinking about what you said, I've been in the military. I know a lot of different doctors that I was seeing doctors. I played crazy to beat this charge. They sucked me. Oh, I know I'm not lying. They sucked me to Biloxi to the mental ward over there for the veterans. I stayed in that place 2 months. I'm doing this because when I went to court on the charge, the judge, Ray Shoots, he said, we're going to rock and roll this one. And I asked my public defender, I had a public defender at the time, I said, what are you talking about, rock and roll? This is my first appearance. She said, don't worry about that, don't worry about that. I said, I don't even know what that means. She said, well, he gonna try you today. I said, what you mean, try me today? This is my first appearance. You know, when you go in there the first time, you just plead, guilty or not guilty. So they finna give me a speedy trial. And when she told me that, I said, well, you go up there and find out what he's trying to do. If he's gonna do probation, I'll take it right now. She went and talked to him. He come back and said, oh, there's 10 years on the table. And he got to the date to make up his mind. So, thinking about what you said, I said, well, I gotta get out of here. I told her, I said, I'm going home to talk to my family. Let him know. Ask him, can I go talk to my wife and my kids? I never came back. I hired Ed George, a paid lawyer. He told me, he said, Richard, if you go somewhere and stay away, that judge is going to get out of there. Somebody else coming in there, my good friend. So that's why I went over there and I stayed with him. And when I got out of there, he was gone. And the other judge gave me probation. But I come up with that plan. I was on pills, but I was still thinking, y'all not going to send me up for 10 years. For a gun? I know I was convicted felon with a file, but I had never been in jail or ain't no trouble for almost 7 or 8 years. But they were going to try to give me 10 years. But I cooked up that plan, and it worked. Even though I was under the influence, we still can think how to get out of it.
How we think better.
You know how to maneuver people. Manipulate people. Because that's part of addiction. You manipulate people. Constantly, over and over. You come up with a scheme and it applies a plan every day of how you're going to do what you're going to do to keep going what you had going. I just want to say that because you brought that back to my mind.
That's like when this in the Bible, Matthew 9:12, when it tells us that Jesus did not come for the righteous, he comes for the sinner. He came for us who are sick. So that let me know he can use me. He wants me. I felt like, okay, he wants me. I'm sick. I'm a sinner. We all sinners now, but he wants me. Just let me know that Jesus wants those that are down in the dirt, that just don't believe there's no way. Because he wants to show his work through that person. He wants to use that person so he can get the glory. But we got to allow him to. We got to allow him to. He's just not going to do it. He can, but he's not. Because see, Jesus is a gentleman. He ain't just gonna take nothing from you. He a gentleman. He gonna wait until we get enough in it. Like, oh my God, you can have it. Can you help me? It's, that's one day at a time. You know, it's just one day at a time. It's just one day at a time. We don't have to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself. We just gotta worry about today. If you don't pick up or use, you good for the day. That's all we can live is today. We can't live no more than that, but one day at a time. And we got to quit trying to figure stuff out like we could do this. Okay, I'm not gonna use it till Thursday. Why would you set yourself up not use the Thursday? You know, and yeah, I've done that too. Like, well, I'm gonna stay clean for a week. I ain't gonna use the Friday, so I'm already setting myself up for that. I just gotta stay in today and let tomorrow take care of itself. That's what I do. You know, I stay in my word, and sometimes that ain't easy because I get distracted. And I know sometimes we get daggone enemy like you don't need to read that, or you can read that later. That was my favorite. Well, I'll read that later before I lay down. Now you know you get ready to go lay down, you ain't gonna pick your Bible up and read it. You know you not. So he just put me off, and so when that thoughts come in, I'm gonna read up and start reading something. I don't care if it's just one scripture, one passage. I read something. Let him know, no, it's not working. You're not winning. Whenever you try to come at me, I'm coming harder. I stand on that. I'm coming harder because I know that I shall look out. If I go back out there, I ain't gonna make it back. I already know that. And that's a chance I'm not willing to take today. I'm not willing to take that because I know. I ain't gonna come back because I'm too ashamed. I ain't gonna come back because I'm too stubborn. I'm not gonna come back because I'm humiliated. No, I ain't gonna come back because I don't like to face when I'm wrong. So I try not to be wrong, but when I am, I properly admit it. I apologize real quick. Even though it eats me up when I have to admit, okay, I apologize. That's not how. You're right, I'm wrong. But that's God showing me humility. He's teaching me how to be humble. He's teaching me how to be accountable for my actions. You know, I got to account for what I do now. And I have conscience now because I didn't have one of them. I beat you up and walk away, walk over you like it was nothing. I didn't have a conscience. And to this day, sometimes things come back in my mind and it comes back into my mind like, God, I did this. Is this person okay? Because some people beat up and I'm like, I don't know if they did or not because I just left them there. And it comes back to my mind sometimes. And I know I'm supposed to forgive myself, but it still hurts that I was able to do that to somebody because that's not me. It's not me. I'm figuring out who I am. I am a loving, fun, friendly person. I'm not this person, this monster that I was back there. That's not me. I'm like, God, was that? I did that, and I have to own that. And it hurts. It still hurts because some of the stuff I did, it still hurts. I'm like, Lord, you know? And each day I see, I struggle with that. I struggle with a lot of my past. I struggle with it. Even though I'm doing better, I still struggle with my past. So no matter what my past is, this is my past, yeah. But it's always gonna be, it's always gonna be there. It's always gonna be something that I did. It's always gonna be in the back of my mind. And I just ask God to remove it, but I don't know. Some things he keep in there to bring to the front for memory or what, I don't know. But I'm not trying to figure out what his plan is. But that hurts. That hurts that I was that type of person. Yeah. Anybody else got anything they want to say, ask, anything? Like, I'm an open book now.
I have a question. So, what made you choose Jesus? Like, versus just saying, I'll be clean and just live my life. Like, what made you choose?
Oh, you missed that part. I tried that part.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Because I know it was fine. Because I tried it. Like I was saying, I stayed clean 3 years on self-will. Willpower alone. But there was something inside of me missing. And I needed to fill that void. I ended up using it. So what made me choose Jesus? Because like I say, my mom was from a religious home, but I knew who to call. I knew that God would help me. I knew He would help me if I really allowed to. If I stopped playing with Him, stop trying to say, "You get me out of this one, I'll never do it again." He already knew that was a lie. Because I so many times, and I really just surrendered. It got to the point where I surrendered. I just surrendered. Because I knew He was the only way. I knew He was the only one that could get me what I needed, that I was looking for, the answer, to fill the void. I knew it was Him. I was running. For a long time, I was running.
So like the prodigal son, you came to your senses.
Mm-hmm. I say it was like a spiritual awakening. Stop. Okay. It's your time. Had enough. We're done. You know, I was like, no more. Don't do it no more. And I was like, okay, I don't want to do it no more for real this time. And I was for real. You know, I was for real so many other times until I got out the situation. I was for real at that moment.
Yeah.
See, I'm for real now. It's a difference. And today I wouldn't change nothing. I wouldn't change nothing, because if I try to change anything in my past, I would never learn from it. I might still be out there. Well, I wouldn't change my life I had today. I would not change my life that I have today. It ain't all peachy and guns and roses, smoky roses, but guess what? I could wake up tomorrow and remember what I did. I could wake up in my bed and not a cell. I could wake up in my home and not a crack house. I could wake up in a home and not on the streets, just aimlessly wandering at 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. I don't have to live like that no more. God is good. Wow. I don't have to live like that no more. And I thank you guys for coming out. And I hope somebody got something. That's all. Nobody else got anything to say? Y'all good?
You know, I was reflecting that you said you wouldn't take it back to nothing. I was thinking, probably wouldn't do it either, but the only thing I thought about was the people that I hurt. When you're going through that, you don't realize the people that's closest to you are the ones that you hurt the most. And those are the ones that you're pushing away the most. In my predicament, I was pushing them away because I didn't want them to know what I was doing. But I still hurt. I hurt my wife, and I was sitting there thinking about, you know, you was addicted to more than just pills. You was addicted to alcohol too. Because I remember every time I did the pill, I had to go get a bottle of cognac. I needed cognac to go with the pill. So I was addicted to that. And then I took up through so much with outside relationships. Man, I just thank God that He is an escape God. And I thank God that He allowed me to open my eyes and see. You know, He was saying, when you get tired, ain't one thing that you know, because you were raised there, I was raised there, that's Jesus. You reflect back to Him, because that's what was put in you. That's what was instilled in me. That was instilled in you. And probably all of us in you. Because I remember He said, you train a child up in the way He should go. When you get older, you're going to depart. I departed, but I came back. We depart. But when it's in you, you go back. I went back. I cried out to Him. Because I knew He was the only one that could help me. I tried it on my own. It didn't last. I went right back. I tried it on my own, it didn't last. Your will and your desire without Him is nothing. Because the enemy is way more stronger than we could ever imagine without God. And we can have God, and He still tempts us. So I just thank God for how he moved upon her and how he moved upon me. I just look back. If I could take anything back, that would be what I take back. The people that I hurt.
Yeah.
Because like you say, we hurt people, we think they should heal overnight.
Yeah.
We think they should forget overnight. And I'm talking because I know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I wanted people to say, hey man, don't do that. You ain't over there yet, but it don't work like that. It didn't take me that long to put them down that path and get them hurt like that. So it takes time to heal. And that's what I thought about when you were saying, if I could take anything back, it would be the people that I hurt. The people that I hurt that were close to me, mainly my wife, my kids. They went. Without me going to games for my son, without me, I'm being there, but my mind is 1,000 miles away because I'm high. I'm loaded. I'm not really there. I'm my body there, but I'm not there. I'm dressed like I look good, but now I'm high. My function ain't right. My mind is not where it's supposed to be. I couldn't go on vacation with my wife because I was thinking about how many pills I had in the bottle. This ain't gonna last me long. I couldn't have a good time because I'm studying looking. This ain't gonna be enough. I'm gonna be here this long. This ain't gonna last me long enough. And that's how I know that it was nobody but God. Because my power, my will, I couldn't do.
Nope.
I couldn't do it. I just thank God. That's all I had to ask. The people we hurt. The ones that don't be there for you when God delivers you out of all this, they still there. But we hurt you. And we want them to get over time. That's what I could take it back. That's what I could take back. I wouldn't take back nothing else. Because it brought me to where we're at now.
I have one question. What have you guys started? You know, with the kids, what did you start?
Yeah. It was just experimental. Just because I wanted to try it, and then I ended up liking it. Yeah. And then after I started liking it, then I had to have it. I had to have it.
What got me started was anything.
I just was going to say one thing right quick. When we get sober, we forget. We really think. I really thought I didn't have to change my people, places, and things. I thought I could keep my same friends and not use. But it's true when they say you got to change your people, places, and things, because it's quicker for them to pull you in than you to pull them out. And I had some good friends out there. I really had some good friends, but I had to cut them loose because they wanted to stay out there. But you really do got to change your whole environment. You got to change your whole everything. Yeah, you really do. That's true.
I agree. Totally.
That's true.
Well, a lot of them ain't gonna come around nowhere because you're not doing the same thing. But if you go around, you better be.
You don't end up knowing they don't.
Yeah. What started me, I had an injury. I was injured. And that's what got me on pain. I was injured, and then I had a surgery that gave me a higher dose of pills. So, and that's what I tell a lot of people too. Be careful what you're taking from the doctor because they don't explain to you how addicted these things are. I just had surgery, and I told them when I went in there, I don't want no narcotic. No narcotic. Don't give me no narcotic. Well, Mr. Sellers, how you gonna deal with it? We can give you a I said, you can give me anything non-narcotic. I said, I don't want nothing with narcotic. No Percocet. Oh, you know, I said, I know about all of that. I don't want none of that. Because they don't explain to you how addicted those things. It don't take but one. Percocet, oxycodone. That's one of the strongest ones out there. It don't take but one. The dentist give you that. They give you that. You have to be careful what you're taking from them because they don't explain that to you. They don't tell you, hey, all this one pill can have you addicted for the rest of your life. But they don't explain that to you. But they'll hear it and feel that trip.
I had a loved one that had surgery. I was just thinking about what you said. And after the surgery happened, they gave what's below oxygen? Is it hydrocodone?
Hydrocodone.
She had hydrocodone. The pain was so intense until I had to bring this person back to the hospital. They gave her oxy,
Strong.
and I was like, I tore it up. I did. I tore it up. I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed that God would relieve that pain, because I knew, because I've seen it gradually. You know, they're not afraid to take anything. You know, they'll take something, go to sleep. They'll take something, ease the pain. They'll take something.
To wake up.
Yes, and I knew. The Lord told me that if they take this medication, they're not coming back.
Yeah.
And I thought about that when you were saying it, and they don't care. They don't care.
They'll write it quick.
And I was like, you just gave her hydrocodone this morning. I mean, I'm telling y'all, not even 8 hours later, they were giving her oxycodone.
They graduated me from Percocet 10 to Roxycodone 15 in less than 3 months. And that's like night and day. But they did it because it's a market out there.
Yeah.
It's a big market. But your life matters nothing. All they want is a doctor. Feel that?
That's it, it's still like that. There go. Anything else you have?
Oh, yeah.
Medication. They know the side effects.
Matter of fact, I asked my doctor, I said, why didn't you tell me when I got off of it? I said, why didn't you tell me how addicted it is? But Mr. Sellers, it's on the bottle. I went on and looked at my bottle.
They say the next step is on the pack of cigarettes. I read the sign right now. It's on the cover.
Yeah.
They got this as cover. You need to read the file.
Right. I'm giving it to you, but it's up to you to take it like you're supposed to take it.
All they got on the bottle is the doses and when you're supposed to take it.
I have cousins who are addicted to it now. They function. They take it in the morning when they get up.
That's the one that's on.
They take it, you know.
And they
help them
discovered
go
they
through
were
the day.
cigarettes.
Then you have to take it, they help them calm down. Then they take something else to help. And I'm talking about young mothers. These are young mothers who operate like that. They are addicted to it.
A lot of them
And they can't, it's like they cannot operate. One of them, I'm not even gonna say it, but it's sad.
You can't operate without them. Because, you know, when you're coming off of these downers, you just can't come off by yourself. Because it's a physical withdrawal that you will go through. You can't just stop. Yeah, you need a help because your body will hurt. Your bones hurt. It hurts. You go to throwing up. You go to doing all kind of stuff when you have withdrawals. And if you're not under medical attention, you could die withdrawing from this. Okay. The only thing I know that you ain't gonna die from withdrawal, and that's crack. You can't have no physical withdrawal. You may sweat, but you're not gonna die if you don't get medical attention because you ain't got no crack. But these downers and this other stuff, and alcohol, yeah. And if you've ever seen, I have seen somebody withdraw from that. Because when you're in jail, they don't care. They don't care that this person is here hurting, throwing up, withdrawing. They don't care. It's for the other inmates to help this other inmate get through it. And it's nothing nice. Where they're crying, their body is hurting, they are using the bathroom on themselves. They can't do nothing for themselves, at least for a good 7 days. But then you go to think about that, you just went through all this pain. As soon as you get out, you go back and start using. Tell me that ain't powerful addiction. Tell me, you good. You went through all that pain. As soon as they release you, I can't talk, cause heck, I did it all the time.
We have a family member that's going through that now, because they found out they were pregnant. And they're going through it now, and, you know, we were praying for her. I said, you know, maybe the baby will be the cause of her changing her life, but
I can help. I can help. I just say to anybody out there struggling with addiction,
and you wouldn't even
help.
know she was, the sad part is you wouldn't even know my cousins. I know I have at least 5 of them on these drugs, like on the
Pills.
prescription pills like that. You wouldn't even
a
know.
lot of them, because they living like that. That's how they live.
You would not know.
You can't
Say it all the
tell.
time. You can't see that.
You can't see it unless they just took a whole handful of this mind out like that or something. But you can't tell. They living. They're called functional
Yeah.
addicts. That's what they're called. They get up, go to work, and do whatever they're supposed to do. They're just functional addicts.
Because they overdose.
Something like that happened.
Wow, what happened?
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
So something like that happened.
I mean, my daughter hallucinated. She was on it. She was addicted to drugs about 6 years ago. Khalil's 5. About 5. So it was about 6 years ago, and when one of her episodes, it was just really, really, really bad. They had to stay up around the clock for about 3 days because she was hallucinating. She thought somebody was trying to break in the house and get her. You know, we were thinking we were gonna get her. It was just so chaotic.
I
It
went
was so chaotic.
to